most important thing for any team, especially ours, is to just keep understanding how much better they can get. And to be honest with themselves when they see the film, be honest with themselves in practice, believe their coaches, and the coach's job is to make sure that we're putting improvement at the forefront of everything. And today was a product of us getting better over the last few days, having great respect for our opponent. Nothing's changed on how good I think they are. I mean, it wasn't their best day, obviously. Everybody goes through that, but I'm really, really proud of the way that our team played, because we beat an outstanding team with a lot of talent. Dad's a future Hall of Fame coach. I don't think there's any question about that. And to me, I'm proud of the way they worked. I'm proud of the way they worked all week to prepare for this game, because you can trick yourself sometimes when you're playing well, or you can trick yourself when you're not playing so well. And the most important thing is to shut everything out, but how much you want to improve and get better, and how willing you are to make your teammates accountable to that. So if we continue to do that, we're going to continue to improve. And I thought our guys today did a great job of understanding exactly what we had to do. We had to get back on defense. We had to win the defensive rebounding game, because they're such a strong athletically and very aggressive on the offensive glass. And we had to do a much better job of passing the ball, one dribble sooner, one or two more passes more, not probe, but attack, not slow down. In fact, I think we've been playing too slow. And I think our guys saw that on film too. But not try to make things, we were very unselfish. And sometimes our turnovers have come from trying to be almost too unselfish, but we're not making great reads. And today we did a much better job of that, because they practiced that way. So those were the keys. 50 deflections was a huge key for us. Obviously some outstanding personal numbers, but most importantly, it was a team mindset, knowing that we were playing an excellent team and our guys rose to the challenge, and very proud of them. So go ahead.
First question. Zach.
Not to get too basic with it, but I guess how good is it for you to see this team maybe feel momentum and just kind of keep pushing? It felt like every time something happened to Ohio State, in the first half in particular, your guys just responded by ramping up the energy.
Well, they're playing with more passion and fire all the time, and I think that it comes from that, and very committed. And again, when you're aggressive on one end, you're usually going to be on the other end. And we have great respect for how they shoot it, great respect for how they post it. We wanted to be aggressive with our hands and not give them a lot of free looks. And obviously in the second half, we gave up a few too many to guys like Jaquan Lyle, who had an excellent second half. But the bottom line was we had to have 5 guys in around that glass to rebound. So the more that we could attack the ball, the better. And the more we got those defensive boards, the better chance we had to get our break going. So they were committed to that. We kept that up. We needed to get our second wind a little bit after playing guys so many minutes in the first half. So I went to some quick subs, and I think that helped. And it wasn't a matter of not sustaining intensity in the second half. It was really just a matter of getting that second win for us. And because they played so hard in the first half, and they played extended minutes, because we rode it there for a while at the end of the first half without much subbing. And that was the momentum that was there to be gained in the first half. So they did an excellent job of when Ohio State would put a couple together in a row, they bounced back from that pretty quick and either got the stop in the basket or came down, and we had a couple good runs ourselves. So I like they're growing up together, which is important, and the simpler you make the game, the better.
Mike?
I think Troy only had 1 turnover today. Is that the biggest development for you?
I didn't realize that. I knew he didn't have many. I knew we only had 12. I hadn't really looked that far. Absolutely, because he was on the attack. And again, it's we don't want. I said this yesterday too. We don't want Troy to slow down. And even with Yogi's turnovers, there's been too much probing instead of just attacking. When you probe and you start dribbling it into traffic, not today, but when you probe and you dribble into traffic, you're looking for that opening. That's not good. When the ball gets reversed, you play in space, and it was going to be different games because they have really good rim protection with Giddens and Trevor Thompson. And then Tate is really hard to deal with, but it's not quite the same at the rim, when he's at the 5. So we had to have a couple different ways to play. But we wanted to get the ball reversed, have great spacing, sharper cuts, better screens, and then attack off that dribble. And Troy was a product of all of that, and the fewer turnovers was a result.
48-18 at halftime just doesn't happen very often, if ever, in Big Ten play. How good were you guys in the first half?
I think they were good. They were really good, and we just kept capitalizing. So, we're fortunate. I'm going to watch the film to see exactly, how that all played out. But the most important thing is that we come in here tomorrow and get better. And that's not coach speak, because if it was coach speak, we wouldn't be getting better. The bottom line is that we keep coming in and improving. And I already have a list of 4 things that are concrete, have to get better over the next couple of days, as we get ready for the next wave of games. But they're learning and they're adjusting and figuring things out in the game. And it's like Bob Knight, we have this, we don't have a lot of signs in our main locker room area, but we have one that victory favors the team that makes the fewest mistakes. Well, to add to it is it also favors the team that plays through them the best and learns from them the quickest. And that's where we've got to continue to grow. And that's what the film is about. And then it's the adjustments that you can make in the game. And they're talking the game well. And I think they were excited. They kept gaining energy, but I don't think any of them were awestruck by the fact that they were playing well. We knew we were playing a really good team, and there was not going to be any time to take our foot off the gas with a team like Ohio State, because they have outstanding transition, and because of their length, they can get it. And they have a lot of ways, that's why they're so good, they have a lot of ways to get easy baskets. Whether it's the boards, whether it's the turnovers, whether it's the dunks, the drop-offs, things of that nature. And we had to make sure that we did the best job we could every possession of staying connected.
Tom, your defensive communication was very good today, and it keeps getting better. What's been the key to that? Just the working on it in practice?
Well, I think, yeah. I mean, it's a work in progress. I mean, communication always is to me. And we made a couple of adjustments based on their lineups with the screens, and we weren't doing as well when Jaquan hit a couple of threes, in the second half. So to me, I want to watch the film from a 40-minute perspective when I coach them, right? And so we got to keep making sure that communication stays 40 minutes. But it's getting better. It's been getting better, and it can continue to get better. And that's what we'll keep striving for.
Mike?
Robert Johnson had his best Big Ten game in a while. Do you think he's beginning to adjust without James out there and finally get more comfortable with
Rob is not healthy, and that's a little bit of this. Okay, so we really worked through with Rob. Probably an answer to your question, yes, but we all moved better today. We missed James. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. I mean, I saw it 6 minutes into the Rutgers game. It hit me that he's not here. He's down at the end of the bench. He's not out there. And that's why we can't play slower and allow the help to get fixed earlier. We got to play a little faster. We got to have a better setup for cuts. We got to screen better. We got to move without the ball better. He's not completely healthy, and he hasn't been. But he's working. You can't keep him out of the gym. And I don't practice him every day fully, but it doesn't make any difference. He's out there, and we got to keep working through it. But I mean, he's cleared to play, but he's not anywhere near 100%. But he's working very, very hard on his shot, and we don't just practice, things to get ready for the game, and even just some of the basic fundamentals that we need to get better. We really do try to take certain guys every day and create situations for them, whether it's in practice or whether it's in special, workouts, which is going to change maybe a little bit now that we get back to school, because we've had some good time. I'm proud that we never over-practiced these guys, but at the same time, we got a lot better. And Rob's a product of that, and you never have to wonder if he's working on the things that he needs to get better at.
Okay, Coach, thank you.
Thank you. Did you have one?
I sort of wanted to follow up. I mean, I know you never want to lose a player like James, and there's no replacing a player like James, but do you feel like this team is at a place where it's comfortable with what it has to do
I don't
going
know if it's
forward?
that. I think we played well today. We're getting better. I mean, you take James Blackman Jr. out of the lineup. I mean, you're taking 16 points a game out of the lineup. You're taking one of the best shooting players in the country, regardless of position, out of the lineup, and a guy who's getting better. I mean, no grass grows under his feet. I mean, he works. And this is going to be a challenge when we get him back here. We got to help him get his mindset. He was playing excellent. I mean, he was well on the way to achieving his goals, and a part of it for us. And even though it wasn't always coming out in the games, you know, defensively or things like that, he was getting a lot better for us. And I mean, you didn't see OG's improvement all the time in the games because it was starting to come in practice, but it had to come more consistently, right? So same thing with James, but it's just a matter of us staying true to our fundamentals and fundamentals over scheme as much as possible, never getting away from the improvement. And now when it comes to James, I've already got a list of things. You know, we've got enough doctors. I don't need to jump into that. But I'm very anxious to get back to work with him and helping him get stronger and get things that he can do and keep him a part of this team, because I miss the guy and he's just getting back into the state, and hopefully we'll see him tonight or tomorrow.
Okay.
All right, thank you.